Good morning, everybody. How's everybody feeling today? All right, I love the energy in the room. My name is Michael Howard. I'm the Dean of Fine Arts at the Chattanooga Preparatory School. Welcome to our annual Speak Like a King event, where we set the scene to honor and celebrate the late and great Martin Luther King Jr. But before we dive in, I would like to ask Reverend Dr. Rodney Morton from Orchard Knob Missionary Baptist Church to the front to give the invocation for us. Y'all please give it up for Mr. Dr. Morton.
Good morning. In the presence of Dr. King, may we bow. O Lord our God, in whose presence our soul takes delight, God of our silent tears, God of our weary years, we thank you for the gift of this day and for our presence, for your presence and power in our lives. Thank you for today, a new opportunity to love, to give, and to be all that you want us to be. We're so grateful and thankful that even in a season like this, we still have reasons to celebrate. Thank you for caring for us in such a special way. Lord, we thank you for the vision and mission of our schools and for the unwavering commitment to the people of our city, state, and nation. We ask your blessings upon their leadership as they continue to expand the scope of their reach and service to all. May their light shine brighter tomorrow and in the days to come because of your passion and collective efforts to sow into the next generation. I ask that you will bless those who are at the helm of our institutions during this season that is filled with change and challenges. Give them wisdom and understanding to chart a steady course. In your Son, Jesus the Christ's name, we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Dr. Morton. This year, for our event, we are having a debate. We are thrilled to welcome Ms. Taylor. Ms. Taylor, are you in the audience? Ms. Taylor, where are you? Can you please stand up? This is Assistant Principal Taylor at the Girls Leadership Academy. They are joining us today. Okay, but before we begin, can everyone please stand as we sing, Lift Every Voice and Sing.
Lift
we can do better than that. Give these young ladies a round of applause, please. Okay, it is not an easy thing to get up here and sing, let alone talk in front of everybody, okay? Oh, I see what I'm doing. I'm going to leave this one here. Okay. There are many moments of gratitude that need to be acknowledged, and let me start by thanking Mr. Elijah Cameron, Mr. Tony, Mr. Broom, and their team at the Bessie Smith Cultural Center for your beautiful space, your collaboration, and your unshakable relationship with Chattanooga Prep. Thank you to Principal Kelly, again, Assistant Principal Mrs. Taylor, Mr. Beck, Mr. Watts, Mr. Bradley, Ms. Martinez, Mr. Lennon, and Ms. Scott, Mr. Green. If I called your name, can you please stand up so everybody can see you? Please give them a round of applause. Also, thank you to our scholars. Thank you, parents, for your unwavering support. We cannot do this without you. And I cannot continue without recognizing Dr. Michael Williams. Where are you, Dr. Williams? Can you stand up, please? If you look here. Dr. Williams is the director of the Africana Studies program at the UTC, and he's a professor there as well. I have to tell you, it has been with his guidance and his coaching that has helped me prepare to moderate this debate. Your insight and your passion for this topic gives me the confidence to set the scene for the magic that's about to happen in this room. So Chattanooga, embrace Dr. Williams and community build with him. Please give him another round of applause. All right, here we go. The debate rules. Number 1, respect for all participants. All speakers must treat one another with respect. Personal attacks, interruptions, or disrespectful language will not be tolerated. Number 2, time limits. Opening statements, 3 minutes per team. Responses to questions, 2 minutes per team. Rebuttals, 1 minute per team. Closing statements, 2 minutes per team. Number 3, adherence to the topic. Speakers must stay on topic and address the question or points raised. Off-topic arguments will not be considered. Number 4, no over-talking. Only one speaker may speak at a time. Teams will forfeit time if they interrupt or talk over their opponents. Number 5, evidence-based arguments. Teams are encouraged to use credible evidence, including statistics, historical references, and contemporary examples to support their arguments. Number 6, role of the moderator. The moderator will enforce time limits to ensure decorum and pose questions to both teams. The moderator's decisions are final. And last but not least, number 7, audience participation. During the Q&A segment, which will be at the end of the debate, audience members will have the opportunity to ask questions that they would like our scholars to debate, okay? Audience members should maintain respect for all speakers and avoid disruptions. Why are we here? The purpose. As we engage in this debate today, I want to emphasize that your role as the audience is not just to pick a winner, but to critically engage with the ideas presented. The scholars will share their analysis of Dr. King's dream in today's world, but it is up to you to reflect on those ideas and consider how they apply to your own life. This is not just an intellectual exercise. It's a call to action. Dr. King's vision of an equitable, inclusive, and just society goes beyond slogans we often hear. It challenges us to ask, what does justice really look like today? How do we, especially as Black people, make his dream a reality? As Dr. King said, if we are able to go forward today, We've got to go back and rediscover some mighty precious values that were left behind. The thing that we need in this world today is a group of young men and women who will stand up for the right and be opposed to the wrong, wherever it is. This call is for all of us, not just the speakers, but for you, me, and the audience. So, as you listen today, don't just absorb the arguments. Think about how they challenge you and what action you can take to help fulfill Dr. King's dream. This debate is a reminder of his vision and a challenge to all of us to stand up for justice and push his ideals forward. Today, our teams will debate whether Dr. King's dream is alive in our society or if it has fallen short. Representing the affirmative side, arguing that MLK's dream is alive, we have 10th grade Jaden Dickerson, 11th grade Cash Allen, 11th grade Jemiah Carter, and 9th grade Nehemiah Womack. Okay, give them a round of applause. Wave at the audience. Okay, this is the affirmative side. On the opposing side, arguing that MLK's dream is not alive, we have 10th grade Michael Daniel, we have 11th grade Samuel Lapish, 9th grade Jayla Clark, and 12th grade Amaya Webster. Everybody take a deep breath in, blow it out. Now, let's dive into our discussion. Each side will have an opportunity to present their case, respond to key questions, and engage in rebuttals. Let's get started. Scholars, as you can see on the screen, there is going to be a time clock, okay? Please refer to the time clock. At this point, we're moving to opening statements. Each team will now deliver their opening statements outlining their position. Team affirmative, you have 3 minutes.
Thank you, moderator. We must understand that people can see and people can hear and people will believe that Martin Luther King's dream is still alive, but will beg the question, is it really alive? Merriam Dictionary describes progress as to develop to a higher, better, a more advanced stage. In that same dictionary, change as to undergo transformation, transition, or substitution. With those definitions laid out, we must ask the question, do those definitions live up to Martin Luther King's vision for change and progress? Using those definitions, we must ask ourselves, do they fulfill the vision of Martin Luther King's dream? We must understand that it is an active dream to be fought for. And progress and change are notions that have always required constant effort and forward movement to fulfill his ultimate dream, that being equality. 60 years ago, in King's era, the things we see now are something that was a dream, that was his dream, and that was something he fought hard for. There are things we see now that are a reality 60 years later. For instance, there are more college-enrolled African-American students today than in 1972. However, statistics were not strongly held for African-Americans prior to 1972, but we can agree that education is a key component for continuous progress and change. Based on that statistic from 1972, 44% were college enrolled, and in recent years, in 2022, there was an increase to 60%, that being progress made. There are now more opportunities for college graduates for a career, home, pay, and all around a better life, with a better social standing. There's evidence that his dream has taken root, the most obvious being we have had an African-American president that served for a full 2 terms in office. But we must not look over the fact that progress and change are something to be constantly fought for because neither happen overnight, and both require constant energy and effort to have movement. Like Martin Luther King said, if you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But whatever you do, you have to keep moving forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Team Affirmative. Okay, if we can reset the clock for 3 minutes, please. Alex, the opposing team, now is time for your opening statements. Opposing team, do we have an opening statement? All right, we're going to keep moving forward in the debate. Okay, round two, key questions for the debate. We will now move into that round where I will pose to both teams, each team, the same question, and each team will have 2 minutes to respond. After both teams respond, I will ask each side if they want to respond to each other. Okay, up first, we have the affirmative team. Please listen to the question. The topic is racial equality and systemic change. Dr. King spoke of a world where people would not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. In today's society, is racial equality closer to reality, or have systemic barriers remained too strong? Affirmative team. Please put 2 minutes on the clock.
Thank you, moderator. Okay, so racial, you said equality, right, Mr. Moderator?
Pause the clock. Let me read the question for you again. Dr. King spoke of a world where people would not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. In today's society, is racial equality closer to reality, or have systemic barriers remained too strong?
Thank you. Racial equality is, in fact, closer to reality than in King's era. And you can see this just really in any sort of light that you would like to view this in. And I'll give you an example. At St. Mary's Academy, it's a Catholic private all-girls high school in New Orleans. It's a high school in Palm Orchard, I believe. And their demographic is majority African American, with that being over 65%, then Hispanic, and then white Americans. Now, when it comes to the discussion of racial equality, they have a 100% graduation rate, and each of those students gets to go to college. Not either on a full ride or they have to pay for it. Either one, they get to go to college. Have barriers remained too strong? Barriers have always existed. This is just the truth. They have always existed and they will continue to exist. But as long as there is forward movement, those barriers will become, not to say weakened, but will have become lesser of what they were in the beginning, having to hold people back. Now, there is a decrease in exclusion of blacks in neighborhoods than there were in 1960, and also with interracial marriage. This is at least 70% of the white Americans that did believe this in 1960 and prior believe that it was something that should not have been done or should not have been heard of. Thank you, Mr. Moderator.
Thank you for your time. Okay, opposing team, please come to the podium. Same question. Yes, thank you for the reset. And I'll read it to you. Dr. King spoke of a world where people would not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. In today's society, is racial equality closer to reality, or have systemic barriers remained too strong? 2 minutes, and your time starts now.
Firstly, I would like to say that our final goal should be equity, not the reversal of oppression that African Americans have experienced in America. I would firstly like to speak on DEI. DEI is diversity, equity, and inclusion. It is a term used to describe policies and programs that promote representation among corporate businesses. Large corporations in America are here rolling back DEI. DEI is a direct derivative of the Civil Rights Act of 1964. The Civil Rights Act of 1964 puts in place the idea of no discrimination against individuals despite their ethnicity, race, sexual orientation, or anything that may separate them from a whole group. Data shows that companies which promote DEI are 2.6 times more successful at retaining their workforce. DEI is a race-driven agenda to achieve racial dominance and hold African Americans back, not allowing them to reach higher positions and further. Systemic barriers remain too strong. This can even be shown in everyday aspects of African Americans' lives, such as schooling, housing, employment, and educational opportunities. This can be shown in experiments such as submitting identical resumes under different names. The stereotypical black name was not chosen. What is the reasoning behind this? If the resumes are identical, shouldn't they both have been selected? 72% of black Americans have experienced workplace discrimination. While over time, systemic barriers have improved, black Americans are still at a significant disadvantage compared to their counterparts. If we are not given equal opportunities to represent ourselves within our government, how will we advance systemically?
Thank you, opposing team. Stay where you are. Affirmative side, would you like to rebuttal?
Yes.
You have 1 minute. Can we put 1 minute on the clock, please? Okay, time starts now.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Now, I'd just like to point out that barriers have not remained too strong. They have, in fact, gotten weaker. With the fact that now, more than even just 1960 as an example, there are significant opportunities for African Americans to get jobs. The reason you're standing here is because there have been steps taken for you to be here. If that wasn't the case, you wouldn't be here, neither would I. You have the opportunity to go to college, and so do I. We are not at a significant disadvantage. I would absolutely disagree. I would argue the opposite. We are all here because there was someone before us that has taken steps for this purpose. There are more black doctors than in 1960. There are more college graduates than in 1960. There are more political positions for African Americans than in 1960. And the most obvious being Barack Obama.
Thank you for your time. Opposing side, would you like to rebuttal?
Yes.
Yes, we put 1 minute on the clock, please. Thank you very much. Your 1 minute starts now.
I would like to speak directly on when you stated that there is more equality in marriages and schools. Well, that was due to DEI, and with that affirmative act being rolled back, those same opportunities that were put in place for these minority groups will now be taken away once again. Keep in mind, this has only been in place for 61 years. If that's all the progress that we've made in 61 years is easily being reversed in the current year of 2025, what's to come now? You would think something that's a basic right, such as marriage or being able to use the same restroom or go to the same school as a different race, will be a basic human right as of 2025, but that's something that is now at risk of not being something that the average American will be able to do within their life.
All right, thank you. You both may be seated. We are moving to question 2. Please hold your applause. Hold your applause. We are moving to question 2. Okay? Economic justice is the topic. Here we go. Dr. King's Poor People campaign highlighted the importance of economic equality. In 2025, does the wealth gap suggest that his dream of economic justice has been realized or lost? The opposing team, we're going to start with you first. Please approach the podium. Please put 2 minutes on the clock. Thank you. Okay, Sam, your 2 minutes start now.
Thank you, moderator. Unfortunately, the evidence suggests that Martin Luther King's dream of economic justice has not been achieved in today's society. For example, from the U.S. Census Bureau, 3% of businesses are owned by black entrepreneurs, and that only makes up 1.1% of the total revenue of the United States. This issue also feeds into the issue of black poverty, which is also from the U.S. Census Bureau. Only 21% of black people are under the poverty line, while only 9.9% of white people are under that same poverty line. These issues are simply not coincidental. The whole economic system in the U.S. is opposed to the idea of black success. Further evidenced by anti-progressivism, perpetuating the corrupt discriminatory practices in this economy, one major example of these discriminatory practices taking effect is the Tulsa Massacre. Black Wall Street saw actual black success and growth in their own economy until the Tulsa Massacre destroyed that, creating generational effects and scare tactics to dissuade black people from pursuing economic success, and it sowed doubts and took away their will to push through the challenges of the American economic system. To conclude my argument, Martin Luther King dreamed that the next generation of black people and white people could live together and enjoy the same luxuries that the American dream promises. But how will they be able to afford the dream if they can't afford to live in this economic system? Thank you.
All right, affirmative team, please approach the podium. I will read the question for you again. Again, the topic is economic justice. Dr. King's Poor People campaign highlighted the importance of economic equality. In 2025, does the wealth gap suggest that his dream of economic justice has been realized or lost? Your 2 minutes start now.
Thank you. In 2025, we as a nation completely realized the wealth gap, with the gap being the topic proves that it is aware. But also, let's not pretend that this is anything new to us. Back in 1967, based off the article 50 Voices for 50 Years by Carrie Lay Merritt, Dr. King clearly identified the triple evils, which are racism, materialism, and poverty. Dr. King started to interpret accurate unification as a security, unification as a society in which everyone, no matter their race or background, benefited socially, educationally, and financially. Deprivation could be eliminated, he said. Seeing as the United States was one of the wealthiest countries in the world. In this current era, we all have our sense of what should not happen to us as a nation. Our thoughts on how the government manages our financial security, whether or not it would be beneficial for us or not. Is it realized? Yes. We realize it now just as we did back in 1967. Thank you.
Okay, we're moving into our rebuttals. The opposing team, would you like to rebuttal?
Yes.
Okay, please put 1 minute on the clock. All right, thank you. All right, Sam, your 1 minute starts now.
Going back to what you said about America being the most wealthy, one of the most wealthy countries in the world, but going back to what I said about the black businesses only making up 1.1% of the revenue in America, it's just not, it's not something that is, black people are not contributing significantly to the wealth of the United States. And the wealth gap suggests that the wealth of the United States is not heavily contributed to by black people. It's only perpetuated by mostly by white people who make up about 90% of the revenue in the United States. Thank you.
The affirmative side, would you like to rebuttal?
Yes, please.
Okay, please. Let's reset the clock, Alec. Okay, thank you very much. You have 1 minute. Your time starts now.
Thank you. I can appreciate your answer, as we all can. Sit here today, we understand that the wealth gap has always been problematic amongst us. However, the question is asking us, is it lost or is it realized? And we absolutely realize it. We know exactly what's going on. We've been knowing what's been going on since 1967. It's blatantly in our faces. Dr. King was so gracious to tell us what we needed to do. Did it happen? Some may say yes, some may say no. But just like then, now in 2025, The wealth gap is not a secret to us. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Hold your applause. Hold your applause. All right, both sides, you may have a seat. Okay, we are changing the topic. We are moving into question number 3. The topic is nonviolence and peace. The affirmative side, we're going to start with you first. So whoever's going to answer this question can approach the podium. The question is, quote, Dr. King championed nonviolence as a path to social change. Considering current movements for justice, do we honor his legacy of peace, or has his approach been overshadowed by other methods? You have 2 minutes on the clock. Your time starts now.
Immigration is running. We do honor his vow of peace because immigration is running from violence. Because some people in non-major countries can't afford the niceties of the American people. They're running from they're running with old shoes. Immigration run to America looking for sanctuary. Millions of immigrants want to run to America to make a mark in America and make history. This is a perfect example of MLK's dream by using nonviolence. People longing to be in a land with less violence. They are running away to America looking for sanctuary and nonviolence and peace amongst the American people. Then there are some other protests that have been considered violent and nonviolent, like our Black Lives Matter protests. We all know that this country is not perfect, aka the deletion of segregation. Though there have been no specific documentation of there being still some segregation. They never said they wanted problems, they just wanted to speak and be able to speak freely. This is specifically MLK's dream because he was the first person to speak on nonviolence and segregation amongst the American people. MLK wanted everyone to be shared and created equally, and he wanted people to realize that not everyone needed to be separated. Sometimes people need to be put together. He just wanted the American people to have peace amongst us, and he wanted everyone to share the love and opportunity that we all had amongst each other.
Thank you. Opposing team, can your debater please approach the podium? I will reread the question for you. The topic is nonviolence and peace. Quote, Dr. King championed nonviolence as a path to social change. Considering current movements for justice, do we honor his legacy of peace, or has his approach been overshadowed by other methods? 2 minutes on the clock, and your time starts now.
Thank you. Although Dr. King championed nonviolence as a path to social change, consider our current movements for justice. However, over the years, Dr. King's legacy have sometimes been led the opposite direction. For example, the Black Lives Matter movement from 2013 to 2020. This is a plain example of we meant to be peaceful, but it always ended up violence in the midst of it, of people being hurt and injured. Well, now let me ask you all a question. How much longer are our peaceful approaches going to still result in violence against us? In conclusion, we have fought for decades to be able to get the justice that we deserve. We still haven't gotten to that point yet in history. Although Dr. King is not here with us today, his legacy still is being heard. It just might be time for a change.
All right, thank you, both sides. We're moving into our rebuttal round. Affirmative side, would you like your 1 minute to rebuttal?
Yes.
Okay, can we please put 1 minute on the clock? All right, that 1 minute is set. Your time starts now.
I truly do believe that what you're saying is true, but yet again, these protests are still peaceful, but it's just some people in the protest decide to take this opportunity to fight and argue and pin each other against ourselves. So, yet again, these protests are meant to be peaceful, but some people take it into their own hands and decide to bring violence into it. Sometimes the violence isn't specifically directed to the people in the protest. It's sometimes directed towards what they're fighting for, or it can sometimes be directed to who they're fighting against. So it's not always about what they're fighting for. Sometimes it's about who they're fighting against. Sometimes you just have to think about
what they're fighting for. Okay.
Okay, thank you, affirmative side. Opposing side, would you like to rebuttal?
Yes, I do.
Okay, one moment. Can we please put 1 minute, 1 minute on the clock, please? Y'all stop making me laugh. I'm not supposed to laugh. I'm the moderator. 1 minute on the clock, please. Okay, your time starts now.
Okay, you said that they were meant to be peaceful and some people might chose to make violence. Okay, but if we think about it, if they was meant to be peaceful, why is police doing violent things? First of all, being racial. Also, they're putting people against their will at gunpoint, and they're not allowed to speak their voice and have their chance to speak. Okay, and another thing, another point that I would like to go to was the George Floyd protest. African Americans did not like the reason that he was killed and that he didn't have the chance to speak. He was just picked out. I feel, in my opinion, I think that we should not be picked out just because of the color of our skin. We all the same, and we all have a voice that we should be able to speak an opinion to someone. And that's it.
All right, thank you both sides. You may have a seat, okay? Hold your applause, hold your applause. We'll get there, we'll get there. Okay, this is our last question. Question number 4. We're shifting gears, okay? The topic is education and opportunity, okay? The opposing side, we're going to start with you first. So you can have your debater go to the podium. Okay, here's the question. Quote, education was a cornerstone for Dr. King's vision for equality. Are schools today providing equitable opportunities for all children, or do disparities persist? 2 minutes on the clock, please. 2 minutes start now.
Disparities still persist. Classroom inequality still persists to this day. Teacher attitudes towards African Americans and unfair representation of black and brown teachers do not uphold Dr. King's dream of inequality. There have been countless planned actions made to ensure that African Americans do not get the education or opportunities that they deserve. Our unfortunate reality is that African American students are more likely to face harsh punishments for minor infractions, leading to higher expulsion rates. These disciplinary actions can result in academic disengagement. And in conclusion, Dr. King's dream of equality within schools has not yet been fulfilled, as the school-to-prison pipeline highlights the systemic inequalities that African American students still are facing today. Thank you.
All right, affirmative. Can I please have your debater approach the podium? Again, the question, the topic is education and opportunity. The question, quote, education was a cornerstone of Dr. King's vision for equality. Are schools today providing equitable opportunities for all children, or do disparities persist?
Thank you,
2 minutes on the clock, please. Thank you. Your 2 minutes start now.
Thank you, moderator. As known, education was the cornerstone of Dr. King's vision for equality. In today's society, schools provide equitable opportunities for all children to have equal chances at education and academic success. There are many actions and results that allow for this to be successful. HBCUs give into the dream of education for all and equal opportunities for us to be educated and be given the same success and degrees as those of the majority. CGLA and Chap Prep themselves help to educate the minorities and help to give them the success that we deserve, and not only educate us, but set us at an equal stance of the majority and to not hold us back. An example would be of me personally myself. Due to my school, I was able to be given the chance to attend an Ivy League university over the summer and be educated on a topic that I knew nothing of. But although I faced challenges, I was allowed to be given the chance of being educated with those that were not like me. In the room, I was the minority. I was set against everyone else. And yet I was able to succeed. Brown versus the Board of Education helped to desegregate schools and allow for equal opportunities between us all to be educated. Thank you, moderator.
Okay, we're moving into our rebuttals. Opposing team, would you like your 1 minute to rebuttal?
Yes.
Okay, can we please put 1 minute on the clock, Alec? Thank you so much. Okay, your time starts now.
All right. As you were saying about HBCUs and schools like Chat Prep, if Dr. King's dream was upheld, there would be no need for African Americans to have to choose specific schools to go to. They should be able to go to any school they want and still get the same amount of treatment, like the same treatment. Like Macaulay and Baylor private schools, there is less diversity within those schools that cost more because of African American pay gaps. And without the proper education, there will be no chance for them to regain the financial status that they once held.
Okay, thank you. Affirmative side, would you like to rebuttal?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, can you reset it? Thank you, Alec. You're one step ahead of me. Okay, your 1 minute starts now.
Families adequately study what schools they want to put their children into. Hamilton County has programs where they can perform their due diligence to ensure that they are matching children to the schools that they would be best fit at. Single-gendered, hold on, I'm sorry, I'm a little nervous. But that's all I have to say.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, both debaters, y'all can have a seat. Now, audience, if you have heard, we've covered many topics. Now I'm going to open the floor for you. If you do have a question for both sides of the debate, you are more than welcome to come here in the middle, ask your question, and then I'm going to ask if our debaters want to answer your question. They can say yes or they can say no. It is up to them. So at this point, audience members, does anyone in the audience have a question for our debaters to debate? Yes, please come to the center. And while he's making his way up here, debaters, if you decide anyone from your teams can answer this question, so you can communicate with each other at this point, so y'all can synchronize. That person will get 1 minute to respond, okay? All right, yes, sir, please state your name and give us your question.
How you guys doing? I'm Mr. Bradley, Mrs. Bradley's husband. Oh, this is my thing. I like doing this, so I ain't gonna make it too hard on you. I just had a question. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna make it too hard on you. I'm just gonna ask a quick question. Like the gentleman said about the wealth gap and black people specifically connecting to the wealth of America. Do you guys believe that black people had it better financially when it comes to owning businesses and everything economically with black people before integration or after integration?
Stay where you are. Affirmative side, you want to answer this question? Opposing side, do y'all have a person? Okay, come to the podium. We're going to go affirmative. Sorry, we're going to go affirmative side first, okay? Can you please just restate that question so we can all hear it one more time?
Okay. So like the gentleman said, when it comes to the wealth gap and black Americans contributing to the wealth in America, do you guys believe that black people as a whole economically, when it comes to ownership, when it comes to finances and everything comes to economy, that we were better before integration or after integration?
Affirmative side, you have 1 minute and your time starts now.
Do I believe? Yes, I absolutely do believe, and I'd like to answer your question. I think that we are, and we do have better, you said economic.
The wage gap. And
economic,
exactly.
Our wage gap has, it is the status quo. It isn't only just African Americans. It has since then been increased since that era in the 1960s. Mm-hmm. There are more rich white Americans that squeeze the middle class of their money now than ever. And we just happen to be in the middle. We have more opportunities to buy a home, buy a car, get a job, and have money to African Americans, and that money can go out. Now, are we the richest group? Absolutely not. We're only 13% of the U.S. population.
Correct.
And to say that, and you said integration and
I was saying, was it better before integration or after integration?
it was better after integration because there have been clear opportunities for African Americans to proceed with a better life and buying a home since then. At that point, that was just a dream Martin Luther King had.
Okay, thank you, affirmative side. Opposing side, would you like to respond? Yes?
Yes.
Okay, please put 1 minute, reset it for 1 minute. Okay, thank you. Your time starts now, Sam.
On this question, I agree with the sentiment that before integration, it was better for the black community. Because, for example, in the Black Wall Street, this is an example of an actual community that saw actual growth and economic success in the black community. And this was before integration. It was equal separation, equal segregation, and they had economic growth. They had their own businesses. It was basically Wall Street from New York, but within the black community. It was something that furthered black economic growth. It lessened the wage gap and the wealth gap, and it was something that was a great benefit for the black community. And the white community didn't like this. They wanted to put the black community down and keep them lower in the economic wage gap. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Thank you for your question, Mr. Bradley. Okay, debaters, y'all can have a seat. Oh, we have another question. Perfect. If you are out there and you have a question that you want to hear our young scholars talk about, please, we'll take one more after Mr. Winter. Say your name and state your question.
I'm Mr. Winter. I teach at Chat Prep. I'm a 10th grade U.S. teacher. My question is, I guess for both groups, when I initially came into this debate, I was going to side with you guys because I thought, like, obviously, I don't think the dream has been met. However, Cash brought up a really good point about how change is a process. Change isn't just something that happens. So in that regard, when we talk about the inequality and the inequity that African Americans have faced throughout the history of America, do we want to just change it and make it better, or do we want to enact change? Because if you tell a group of people, hey, we're going to provide X amount of dollars or X amount of support for this population that isn't you, they're not going to agree with it. So I guess my question is the purpose to make society better and make change, or to just change?
Affirmative side, do you have a scholar that wants to answer this? Opposing side? You can talk to each other. Okay. Perfect.
Hi.
Hold on one moment.
Oh,
It's okay.
sorry, y'all.
They are ready. I love it. Okay, and in the spirit of clarification, Mr. Winter, can you please restate the question for both of our debaters?
Essentially what I'm asking is change the goal, or is enacting the process of change the goal?
Okay, let's start with the opposing side, okay? You have 1 minute on the clock. Thank you, Alec, and your time starts now.
Change as a whole is the goal. Our final goal shouldn't be just equity, but the reversal of the oppression and systematic laws and things that have been put in place to put African Americans at a disadvantage here in America. So we want a complete change. We aren't trying to correct our issues or try to act back on laws and things that have been passed to hold African Americans back, but to completely change the mindset.
Okay, thank you, opposing side. Alec, can we reset the clock, please? Okay, affirmative side, you have 1 minute and your time starts now.
To answer your question simple, I will say our goal is really to enact it, because anybody can go out and say, I want to do this, or I'm going to change the world. But, like, you have to enact on it. You have to, like, work towards it, because you don't just get something by just saying it. You have to really show and work towards it. So that's why I was like, it's more to enacting it instead of just like, I want to change the world. So, yeah, that would be it.
All right, thank you. Both of you all may be seated. And we have one final question. Okay, please say your name and ask us your question. Present your question.
Okay. Hi, my name is Amaya. My question is for the negative side.
For a moment of clarity, the
Okay.
question has to be available for
Oh,
both
okay.
sides,
Yeah, I
okay?
can ask both.
Yes, and I'm sure it will be, so go ahead and present your question.
So you mentioned that before integration, blacks were more successful economically, but back then they didn't have these DEI programs. They didn't have many of the privileges that we have today. And so my question would be, what would you like for the government to do to provide us with more economic equality if before integration we were more economically successful?
Okay, stay there. What are we thinking, affirmative team? I love it. Okay. One more time so they can hear it again.
What would you like for the government to do in order for blacks to have more economic success, given that before integration and during those Jim Crow times, we were, as you said, more economically successful?
Okay, we're going to start with the affirmative team. 1 minute on the clock. You may begin.
Thank you, moderator. I'd like to answer your question by starting off first with Martin Luther King. He didn't just fight for the equality of African Americans. He wanted it for everyone. That included poor whites, Asian Americans, Mexican Americans, Hispanics. He wanted equality across the board, not just for African Americans. And to answer your question, what was it again? I forgot. I'm sorry.
What would you like for the government to do?
What would I like for the government to do?
Yeah, what do you think?
I would like the government to start off with better education, personally. It is the strongest cornerstone to success on any board. And I'll give you an example of earlier. Frederick Douglass, he was a slave, and he freed himself because he was already smart and he became educated. He freed himself. So I think that if the government started with education, that would further economic stability, success, progress, whatever.
Okay, thank you. Opposing team. Here we go. Can you reset the clock, please? 1 minute. Okay, thank you. Your 1 minute starts now.
All right. I would like the government to have a more hands-on approach and instead of just putting out programs, expecting people to show up, I would like for them to put them into the school system so that the kids can start at a younger age learning how to start their own business, manage money better, more things like that, because that's not something that is apparent in our school system right now.
All right, thank you for your question, debaters. You may have a seat. Okay, well, in the spirit of engagement and community, you all, we have one last question, and I am going to take it, okay? Please state your name and ask your question.
Hi, y'all. I am Zainab K from Power 94. Take a listen, tune in daily. I have a question. As the new generation, well, I don't know if you still want to take this, but as the new generation, do you feel it's your responsibility to help or improve the disparity following years of disadvantages regarding the issues that you guys talked about, wealth gap, education? Do you get in where you fit in, or do you make the change, and how do you do that?
Do you get in where you fit in, or do you make the change? Affirmative side, opposing side. Y'all talk about it. Okay, affirmative, we have one. We have our debater. Come on. This is a good, do you get in where you fit in, or do you make the change? Okay. Thank you, Alec. You already got the 1 minute set. Let's go with the affirmative side.
I feel like we make the change, like we can be able to make this change. Like we can step forward and say, like, we realize this is wrong, and we can put forward this change and make everyone realize that this change can benefit almost everybody in a positive way. So if we do this change ourselves, it'll make our generation look more than phenomenal. We'll look incredible if we're able to make this change for ourselves and make the world a better place for not just our generation, but everybody that come after us. And it can maybe benefit the people before us as well.
All right, thank you, affirmative side. Can we reset the clock, please? Thank you, Alec. Opposing team, you have 1 minute, and your time starts now.
I feel as though it is our duty to be the change, The Civil Rights Act was only 61 years ago. We are living in the moment. We must be the ones to make the change. Our grandparents, most of our grandparents have lived through segregation. So it is currently our duty to use our voices, and with the platforms that we have, such as social media and the options and things that we can do to express our voices and opinions and be heard on how we feel on topics such as discrimination and things of that sort, it is our job as this generation to do so. We must use our platforms to speak out on these disadvantages, and only we can advocate for ourselves to make the change. So it is truly our duty to make it.
Thank you, Zainab, for your question. Debaters, have a seat. Now you all can give them a nice round of applause. Okay? Come on, show your love to our young scholars, okay? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Good work, young people. Good work. Okay, you all can have a seat. Now, affirmative side, y'all are going to this corner. You can leave the stage. Y'all need to figure out who's going to deliver your 2-minute closing statement. Opposing side, y'all are going to go to this corner. You need to figure out, come on. I need to clear the stage. Y'all got a song's worth of time to figure out who's doing the closing statements, okay? And at this time, while they are working on their closing statements, I would like to bring up one of our talents from Chattanooga Prep, and I'm going to let him introduce himself.
Hello, my name is Caleb McClain, and I will be singing A Change Gonna Come by Sam Cooke. I was born by the river in a little tent, Lord, just like that river I've been running ever since. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change gon' come. Oh, yes, it will. It's been too hard living, but I'm afraid to die, 'cause I don't know what's up there beyond the sky. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change gon' come. Oh, yes, it will. Then I go to my brother, and I say, brother, help me please. But he winds up knocking me back down on my knees. Oh, there's been times that though I wouldn't last for long, but now I think I'm able to carry on. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change gon' come. Oh, yes, it will.
Thank you, Caleb. Okay, let's bring my debaters back onto the stage. Come on back up. And whoever's giving the closing statement, go ahead and go straight to the podium. Isn't there so much talent in these kids? Take a deep breath in, blow it out. Okay. Each team will now have 2 minutes to deliver their closing statement. Team affirmative, you go first. Put 2 minutes on the clock, Alec. Okay, your time starts now.
Thank you, moderator. I just want to thank everyone for coming out here today. Just want to give a quick thanks. Now, like I said in the opening statement, progress and change are something that could never happen overnight. It is something to always be fought for. It is active. Martin Luther King's dream is active now. There are several opportunities for us to keep this progress and change and keep this dream alive. But we ourselves have to find it within ourselves to do it. It can't just happen because you wish it to happen. It has to happen because you do it. That is why we are debating today. Is his dream alive, yes or no? That's not the most important part. The most important part is, what are you going to do about the progress and the change that comes with a dream? His dream now has become more realized than it was then, because 60 years ago, it was only ever a dream. It could only ever be imagined. And 60 years after he died, we can now see it, and we can act upon it, and we can live with that dream. It will never happen by yourself either. We have to be collective. We have to be a community. We have to be with one another to succeed in this dream that was only ever an idea, just a notion of success, just a notion of a better life for everyone in the United States. Thank you.
All right. Opposing team, you have 2 minutes on the clock for your closing statement, and your time starts now.
All right, thank you, Cash. You brought up some very important points, but unlike him, I will say that Martin Luther King's dream is dead, but that does not mean that we cannot awaken it. It is our job to bring back his dream and fulfill it ourselves. We can achieve all the things that he was trying to achieve 60 years ago. This 60-year struggle can be stopped with our own efforts of equality, and yeah, that's it.
All right. Both debaters, y'all can go back to your seats. Actually, can both sides stand up, and can we please give them another round of applause? Okay, they came here on their day off because they wanted to. We didn't even beg them. They wanted to. Okay, thank you both teams for your thoughtful arguments, and to our audience for your participation. Okay, on your program, you will see an audience feedback QR code at the bottom. Please scan that code and give us your feedback, because this feedback is going to go directly to our debaters. They want to know what they did well, how can they improve, okay? So please take a moment and scan that QR code. And as you leave, please make your way back through the Living Wax Museum, as there are new historical hidden figure characters for you to see on your way out, okay? Dr. King's legacy is clearly alive within these young men and women, that is for sure. But let us continue to dream, to strive, and to build a world that truly embodies justice, equality, and love. Once again, thank you to Mr. Elijah Cameron and his team here at the Bessie Smith Cultural Center. Thank you for the Chattanooga Girls Leadership for partnering with us in this debate. And thank you all for coming out to see us. Have a good afternoon. Enjoy your day. Thank you.